What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Re-Wacktions. My name is Chris, and I'm going to tell you about a couple movies that I just watched. I'm going to do a non-spoiler, very light review. I call them Re-Wacktions because it's more of a reaction and not like a big review. I do separate, big, edited, like animated reviews. These reactions, the Re-Wacktions, are just sort of shorter, non-spoiler, just kind of thoughts whether or not I liked or didn't like certain things. Before I get started, I want to say I hope everybody is doing great out there. Just staying safe, staying healthy. I'm in my quarantine corner, the corner teen. I'm just sort of, we're all taking it day by day. We're all trying to be good. We're in this together. Everybody, just wash your hands and try to stay away from people as much as possible. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about the movie Rocketman and the movie Us. Let's start with Rocketman. It's a musical. It's got some song and dance in it, while also telling the story of Elton John's life, becoming a rock star. How he grew up, things that happened. I guess it's public knowledge for a lot of this stuff. So I still say non-spoiler, but it was stuff about his life that you could just find out if you researched it. Most of us know that Elton John was gay, so there are themes about him being gay and not really being accepted by certain people and whatever. There's a lot of tragedy, a lot of very sad stuff. I'm not usually a big fan of musicals. I actually really liked this one quite a bit. Mostly the dancing is what bothers me when like everybody just breaks out into like synchronized dance and stuff. I don't really care for that as much. But music is very powerful, and like when they're singing and like moving powerful things are happening in the movie and about the situation. It really adds something to it. I just personally don't really care for all like the dancing and stuff. That's just me, personal choice. And speaking of personal choices, you may or may not like the movie because it deals with gay themes. If like there's moments where Elton John is making out with another man, things like that. If you don't if you're weird about that stuff, you may not enjoy certain parts of the movie, or just in general if you're if you get uncomfortable around homosexual ideas and seeing things like that, then you might not enjoy it. I found the movie very powerful. I thought it was very interesting and emotional and informative. I did not know a lot of these things about Elton John's life. I like a lot of his music, but I didn't. I like learning real stuff about people, and I'm sure they probably changed this and this, little bits here and there to make it, more movie moviegoer appropriate, I guess. But it was really interesting, and they did it in a very interesting way. There was a lot of special effects. The music was fun. The story was fun. Well, I say fun. I mean, some of it was fun, but a lot of it is, like I said, is kind of tragic, a little bit sad, very sad. And overall, I thought it was a good movie. I would recommend it to people that don't mind seeing a little bit of, things that are outside their comfort zone. To people that are okay with musicals, like I said, I'm not a huge musical fan, musical movie fan, but it was okay. I actually think it's very similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, but I think this was a better movie. Bohemian Rhapsody told a very similar story, but all the musical stuff was basically just bit by bit recreations of actual shows that they did, and that was more of a technical masterpiece. Like, technically, that was beautiful what they did because they really just made it look exactly like what it was. But it was just a lot of that in that movie. And this one's sort of, they take it into a more like surreal kind of, like, sometimes he'll be telling a story and then he'll break into song and some special effects and things will happen. And I don't know, it felt more interesting in that way. And I think the story was a little more interesting, or more well written anyway. So I'd sort of recommend that one depending on your tastes. The next movie is Us, directed by Jordan Peele. I think this is his second movie after Get Out. I actually really enjoyed Get Out. I thought it was a pretty well made movie, and I think this was a well made movie, but I don't think it's for me. There was a lot that I didn't quite like about it. It's almost like a really drawn out Twilight Zone episode, which is funny because he did like the new Twilight Zone stuff, which I never saw any of it. But this is a very long, odd, sci-fi, horror, psychological something something. And don't get me wrong, the ideas are very unique and original, and I like that about both of the movies that he's done so far. They're an interesting idea, something that I can't say that I've. Maybe it's been done before, but not necessarily in the way that he has done it. This one just didn't quite hit me right. I felt like it went on a little too long. There was comedy placed in sort of moments where I felt like it was a little inappropriate. One of the dad character every now and then would say something that was like a jokey thing, and I get it, like they do that in movies these days where when there's something really serious going on, you got to break the tension by having like a character do something silly or say something goofy, and I don't know, that barely ever works for me. It is beautifully made, very, very beautifully shot. All the acting seemed pretty good, except kind of that dad character bothered me just because of the silliness of some of the things he was saying. As you can see from the trailer, there's like another family that shows up to kind of terrorize this family, and they look exactly like them. No spoilers. It's a lot of very complicated, weird ideas, kind of mushed all in there. There's like political messages, and the whole thing is all just metaphors and symbolism. A lot of mirrors, a lot of scissors, a lot of duality. The number 1111 comes up a bunch. And it reminded me a little bit of Sorry to Bother You, where it's just a bunch of symbolism and metaphors, man. If you don't get it, you don't get it, man. And it's like, those kind of movies just make me feel stupid, because it's like, well, maybe I don't quite get what you're going for, or maybe I do. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to... Am I supposed to pay attention to every little thing in the background, and that's supposed to mean something? There's a message behind everything. I think it is, but then it like goes back and does the weird comedy stuff. It goes on a bit too long at the end, and there's like a twist upon a twist upon a twist kind of thing, and I don't know. It wasn't really for me. Maybe somebody would enjoy it. I'm sure some people enjoy it. I don't think it really spoke to me in the way that I cared for, but maybe you guys would enjoy it. So that's sort of an iffy recommendation. Like, I don't really know what to say. That's a weird one. Us is a very strange movie, but maybe you'll enjoy it. If you like a well-made movie with a weird, unique idea that's a little bit spooky. It's got some horror stuff, a little bit of gore. I don't know. You could give it a shot. Give it a shot. Maybe you guys like it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too stupid to get the message, man. But anyway, those were my opinions on those two movies. I hope you enjoyed watching and got a little info out of it. And be safe, love each other, be good to each other, and I'll see you next time on the next thing, on the next time, next one. Bye, guys.